On March 6th, you have two assignments due. One is the parent-guardian signature, just acknowledging that you have a science fair project that you'll be working on for the next couple months. And the other one is step 3, this graphic organizer. And it's also a setup for notes for your related study paper, which you'll turn in with your project. For those of you that haven't done a related study paper, in addition to your science fair project, you turn in a 2 to 3 page paper on a topic that's very closely related to your specific investigation. So I've chosen just a sample question here that I can go through this with you. The question is, do tomato plants grow faster in soil or in water? So on this paper, the first thing you do is write your question. The next thing you do is think of keywords that have to do with your question. And I've listed a few here: gardening, hydroponics, which I know a little bit about, and I know you don't, but that's okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. Tomatoes, organics. I'm listing anything I can think of that has to do with growing plants in soil or in water. This table that's down here on the next 2 pages is just to help you think of questions that you can use to frame your search for research. So I came up with just a couple here. It is not imperative that you come up with a question for every single line, but I would try and pick at least 2 to 3 in each section to frame your research. So I came up with a couple questions here. Why do people grow vegetables indoors? And how does hydroponics work? Once you've come up with these questions, then you can start framing your research, and that's what the next 2 pages are for, this graphic organizer. So I've gone through and I took some notes based on some web research, and what I want to show you also is how to do a citation in MLA format, because all of the sources that you use need to be cited, even if you only pick out a small fact. So let's say I grabbed some information from this overview of hydroponics website, and one thing that I like about this is that I can tell right here that this is from a college website, a college research website, so I know it's a valid source. So let's say I picked a fact from here, and I wrote it into my notes page right here. The next thing I need to do, even though I've only picked one fact out, is to cite my source. So I go back to my page, and I'm going to use a website called EasyBib to help me cite this source. So I open EasyBib, it's just easybib.com. I go back to my original website, copy and paste the web address into this block right here. I click Cite This, and it tells EasyBib to go in and search this college website for the author, the publisher, the date, all of that good stuff that you need to cite your source. When it's done, it will come up with what looks like an error page. It says you need to confirm or modify the information below. So I just make sure it has the right title, overview of hydroponics. It doesn't have a specific author, publisher, or sponsor, but I do know that this is from Arizona State University, I believe, if I go back. It doesn't say exactly, so or College of Agriculture. So what I could do here is just go ahead and type in College of Agriculture. I don't know when it was published, but I did access it on March 2nd. So I click Create Citation, and now EasyBib formats all this information into something that's useful for me. Now you can see I've gone through and looked at a couple different sources here, and it lists all of them down here at the bottom. If you keep EasyBib open while you do your research and just keep adding, it will make a big list of all of your sources. Now if you log off the computer, you'll need to save that, but if you're just in one computer session, you can save all of your sources. The easiest thing to do next is to click Print as Word Doc, so that way you don't have to copy all this information down. And you'll notice on our computers here at school a pop-up comes up. You do need to click on that, click Download File, and it will open the Word document for you. Once you've opened it, you can print this document out of your sources and just attach it to your notes page. That way you don't have to copy everything in here. That will take you quite a lot of time, and I'd rather have you spend that time researching. So here's our works cited list, also known as a bibliography, and I've got all of my sources. This is the latest one that I used, and then there are some other sources over here that I used yesterday.